Hey everybody, hey, welcome back to the 53206 cast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Meg.
And Meg.
Oh my gosh, that was so loud.
This is a podcast.
That was loud.
Sorry about that. Meg, I wanted to talk to you about something.
Okay.
All right, so I got a cell phone.
You do have a cell phone. Yeah, this is something.
Hard-hitting news here. I do have a
Yeah.
cell phone, and on my cell phone, you can go on the internet, right?
And
And,
are you going to talk about that app that tells you you're going to
No, I'm not. I'm
Okay,
not.
that's a weird app.
No, I'm going to talk about the websites.
Okay.
And I go to like three. You know how your phone will like tell you, like you go to open up a new tab on your phone,
And it'll tell you already have that one open?
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
That's great to know because I think I got about 600 tabs open right now.
Oh my gosh.
But
It's so funny you say that because I was on my friend's phone and she was having me look at something and I'm like, and I accidentally like undid and she only had 2 tabs.
oh wow,
And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is incredible. Because I also have a lot of tabs. You know, you can have it delete. Like you can have it like every 30 days it goes and like deletes the ones that you're not, like the ones that haven't been opened for 30 days.
Does it matter? It probably doesn't matter.
I don't know.
It might matter. It might not matter. I don't know. Whatever. But I've got like 3. There's like 3 things I go to.
Sure.
Like I go to the Journal Sentinel, which is the newspaper in Milwaukee. WISN, it's channel 12.
And Fish Rumors.
Yeah, that's actually that is one of them. To try to figure out when Fish is going to be playing. But I go to whatever. I like to know what's going on, and I could go to all the news sites. But those 2, I'm not advocating for those 2, but
you
they're
like
fine.
Milwaukee news.
Yeah. So the newspaper is a little different than what you get on the news.
WISN.
Just slightly. Yeah, sure. So whatever. But they're slightly different. So I like to go to both of them and just see like, what's going on?
Yeah.
What are they talking about? So.
Okay.
A couple days ago, I saw an article that said a grocery store in a food desert is going to potentially close.
Yeah.
And then I saw another article that said basically the same thing, but it was talking about a completely different grocery store.
Oh.
And so I was like, oh, wow, that's 2.
Yeah.
And then I know that we did a podcast about a grocery store closing in a food desert.
Pick and Save. Yeah.
Pick and Save. And I'm, just surprised.
Baffled.
Not baffled. I mean, I'm assuming it's the same situation. That they struggle to make enough money to stay open. The first grocery store. I'm not grocery store shaming, but it's a small grocery store, very very small, independent. And okay, well, either you can stay open or you can't.
And I feel like there's been a lot of small businesses that are having a hard time right now. And I don't know if that's just because increase of food prices or what, but I feel like there's been a lot more small businesses saying, hey, I'm struggling.
Yeah. You've been saying that for a while. I didn't believe you at first.
Of course. And then you went to the news and found out actually what I was saying was
true. And then the news told me, and then I believed it. But I was genuinely surprised to see the second one close in Aldi. On
76th and...
it was closer than that, I think.
Okay, I think is the one by... We had a cross-country meet over there by Deneen.
Okay, well, whatever. If it's that Aldi or a different Aldi.
It was fine. I mean, it's Aldi.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
And I don't know. I was the first one that I saw that closed. I was like, okay, well, whatever, it's fine, whatever. The second one, I was like, well, I can kind of see that. If you're a small business, and I think they had a flood or something.
Okay, yeah.
And that's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to come back from that. But the third one, I was like, wow, that's actually. That's a lot of grocery stores.
Yeah.
It's a lot of grocery stores in a very small space.
In like 6 months, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know what to do about that. We talk a lot, Meg and I, you do, about because we live pretty close to what I guess you would call a main street, a major thoroughfare.
Yeah, the corridor? Is that what
corridor.
It's called? Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody's always got these names for things. I'm like, I missed what this means, so I'm not totally sure what you're talking about. But we live close to a big street, and the only reason why I say that is because the properties that are on this Main Street are zoned for commercial.
Yeah.
Like they're specifically set aside. You can't just build a house on it without getting the zoning changed. You know, a business is supposed to go there, right? And I have been over the last like 6 months, just throwing out like, I wonder what
would do well.
What would do well there.
Yeah.
Because I'm a contractor now, I guess, and I could contractor a building over there. Not easily, but I mean, it could happen, right? Like it's not unrealistic.
It's not off the table.
It's not off the table.
Yeah.
But I have a hard time even trying to figure out what could or should go in some of these spots, because there's empty spaces. I mean, even we got this gardens on an empty space that I'm pretty sure is zoned commercial. That could, I would assume, it's right next to the liquor store, and the liquor store would be,
that does make sense.
A store.
Yeah.
Where commerce happens.
Yeah.
A lot of commerce right there.
Yeah.
But I struggled to figure out, well, what could go there. And then I hear about a grocery store closing, and I'm like, well, man, if like a major two major grocery store chains can't operate in areas that are like slightly better than our area, and I don't know if they're slightly better or slightly worse. Let's just call it comparable. In the comparable area, I don't even know, which then makes me really wonder what could we possibly, not even you and I, but like what would have to happen in order for this to go, for commerce, I guess, to go well in the commercial area. And I don't know. And I when I hear about that happening, I think that's what is striking to me. The access to food is challenging. I think that you could make a case, this store wasn't frequented enough that closing was the best option, and so that maybe that means that it wasn't a necessity in the neighborhood.
I would say like it was probably a lot of different things. I think like I feel like I go to a lot of grocery stores, so I think a lot of it has to do with just like the different types of people there. Like if you need security, if stuff's getting stolen, like I think like a lot more plays into it, that just, it's not just if people are frequenting it. I think when you have a grocery store in an area of concentrated poverty, different things are going to happen than when you have a grocery store not in an area of concentrated poverty. And I think like it's the same as a school, like you're going to have different situations happen, and those situations aren't always ideal. And so I think I just think like there's a lot more that is played into it. But I do think the more people that frequent grocery stores in an area of concentrated poverty, it's not a bad thing. It's giving, it's giving money, and it's giving, foot traffic. Yeah.
It almost makes me wonder if there should be just a different type of grocery store in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. And I'm just thinking out loud right now, and thinking about some empty lots in particular.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what could go there.
But and maybe like more food delivery services, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe.
Like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've found that to be a pretty inefficient way financially to get your groceries, but it's just more expensive.
Is it?
I mean,
I don't know. I feel like when COVID happened, like we all got our groceries delivered, and I did not like it because they used plastic bags. Okay. I did not like plastic bags. And even when you say paper, they would still bring them in plastic bags.
Well, it's easier to carry, though.
Okay.
Whatever.
I'm just saying my experience. But I do know that like when we would deliver it during COVID, it was.
So you're saying that
higher.
you would drive 15 miles to go to a grocery store to have your groceries put into a paper bag, to then not have them put into plastic bags?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, whatever.
And I think a lot of delivery services do have a little bit higher prices on if you're getting. Yeah,
I guess I'm just thinking of like Grubhub, where I know like if you order a burrito, the burrito costs more money, and you have to pay the delivery.
Yeah,
but
and it's not as hot. I think that's my problem with Grubhub.
I don't want to pay the extra money. I'll just get in the car and go get it.
Yeah.
But I think that's from delivering pizzas all that time. where I was like, oh, I could just drive and go get the pizza.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It to have 3 and let's call it 6 months. 6 months or a year, whatever it's been.
Yeah.
9 months. Let's call it 9 months.
Yeah.
To have three grocery stores closed in areas of concentrated population really makes me just wonder some things. I don't know. Because maybe the traditional model just doesn't work in. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know what the fix is.
Yeah.
But I do know that whatever is going on, I guess, just isn't working.
Yeah.
And I think that just makes me think about solutions to problems in general.
Yeah.
Where, it's so easy to try to ram one thought process or way of doing things the way that it's always been done.
The square
kind of
and
thing.
a round peg.
Yeah. And I've even been thinking about that with houses lately and wondering if the way that I'm doing them makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Because you just literally I cannot work outside in the summertime.
There's such a big need.
Yeah, I can. Yes, I can work outside in the summertime. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I can't get a lot of work done because so many people are looking for even reasonably quality places to live.
Not the best. Just
right.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, and I haven't really made any decisions or thought more about that. But I think that is something to consider. Is that when the traditional way of going about doing something, and I think the traditional way of getting people food is that they go to a grocery store and get it. I'm just wondering if that maybe just for whatever reason isn't really making sense, and I think then you could take that and you could talk about housing. You could for sure talk about education.
Yeah.
And the one of the biggest challenges with schools is that there's certain mandates that they have to meet, and the construction of a school in the inner city looks very similar to the construction of a school in a suburb, and those two places are very different, but they attempt to operate in the same way.
Yeah.
And I'm not sitting here saying that I have the way that we should do this, but I am in favor of people trying new and different things that might help a school meet whatever the benchmarks they're talking about.
I know we've talked on the podcast before about design thinking process and just, okay, this worked, this didn't work. And I'm reading this book and I told you it's all about, being married to the problem and not the solution, so that you can find out, okay, what, you can try something and, okay, you're not married to that answer, you're married to the problem. So how do we fix this problem? And just the ability to just keep redoing, keep refining things and going back and discovering new ways to solve the problem and getting it better. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm just talking out loud, but I mean, if and I don't give a lot of credit to the things that I read in comments on something like a social media.
Sure.
But I do remember reading like, okay, theft was an issue. Okay. And I do remember reading that just in general the conditions of the inside of the building. Like you just hear things and you're like, okay, well, could you create something that accounted for all of that? And sure, one way that you can account for theft is that you can get a bunch of security guards to stand there and watch everybody. I mean, that's fine. But I almost wonder, like, if you had a grocery store that you typed in whatever you wanted on a screen. You know how like you go to McDonald's now?
Yeah.
And it's all just on a screen?
Yeah.
And you just go through and then...
Or like the Amazon stores.
I've never been to an Amazon
I've never
store.
been to it either, but you go in and you just like scan the stuff and then you walk out and like it knows what you have. And it just charges your Amazon account. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Yeah. But
well, and I really think what it comes down to is when you're in poverty, you're trying to get every if you don't have a lot, yeah, you might do some stuff differently because you don't have a lot and you need to get your kids fed. And so, okay, if there's more theft, then how do we, like, what's the root cause of that? It's people in poverty. So how do we solve that?
Right.
You know, I know that's a very big knot to untangle.
Well, I did this, the book I wrote, Bad Neighborhoods.
You did write a book, Bad Neighborhoods, which
I
is
did.
on Spotify if you want to listen. And
it is.
Apple, it's on all the different platforms.
Yeah, and if you want one, just reach out at contact@wegotThisMKE.com, and I'll leave one on the porch for you. Or you could buy it, but I'll just give you one. But there was a book study, a book group that read the book, and
that just reminds me somebody is coming to pick up those books.
Oh, okay. It was great. Yeah, awesome. I'll just order more. It's cheaper, and I don't really care, so I'll just give it to you. There was a book study.
Yeah.
For the book, and they had asked if I could come and say hi, and so I did, and we were talking about these like grassroots organizations, and one of the things I really like about the concept of grassroots is that you're really trying to meet whatever your need is as efficiently as possible.
Yeah.
Because if you're in a grassroots organization, you don't have overhead, you don't have people that are on the payroll, which is fine. I don't mind a nonprofit that's got a big staff, whatever. I don't really care. But I think that you're actively trying to accomplish your goals as efficiently as possible because you don't have time or resources to waste. Yeah. And you're just going to plow ahead and do it. And I was also reading on the phone, whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
About
a news article.
Do you remember the Social Development Commission?
SDC. Yeah.
That closed.
I helped them with their website.
Yep. But they closed. There was some financial something happened, and so then there's a new organization, I don't remember the name of it, that was named to take over some of the work that they were doing.
Okay.
And all that is fine and good. But I was thinking about some of the conversations that you and I have been having about poverty in general. And how would you begin to dismantle, I think is a nice term to use, either areas of concentrated poverty or poverty in general.
Yeah.
And we were out celebrating our 20th wedding anniversary a week or so ago, and we were really talking about how would you do that? And the thing that I kept coming back to was it's a pretty simple pathway that you would take. Pretty simple. And
I feel like just like it's simple to get out of debt, or it's simple to
it's
college.
Not easy.
Yeah,
there's always this always this distinction between things that are simple and things that are easy. It's not easy. I would never want anybody. I would never want to make anybody think that I think that it's easy. It's not. It's very challenging. Very challenging. But it's not complicated. Like there are certain steps that you take. Many of them are around education and getting life things in control, so that then you can start to accumulate some things and get a job, or that you afford yourself the potential to go do that. Those things aren't easy, but they're not complicated. If you're a single mother and you don't have a high school diploma, well, you should go get your GED, and then probably right away you should go get some type of skill that someone will pay you $25 an hour to go do. And now you, after you have obtained that, you're not in poverty anymore. You make $50,000 a year, and you can sustain yourself on that. If you make, it's not easy, but you can do it. And I was kind of just brought back to this idea about the grocery stores. I wonder if there's if there is an easy solution. I don't know what that is or what that looks like, but it's clearly not working in the traditional model. And I don't think that anyone's going to get rich putting grocery stores in the inner city, but I do think there's a need, and it's newsworthy that this need isn't going to be met anymore. And is there a way to figure something out so that there's food.
One
here.
of the things that I have seen that has been working is Trickleby Cafe, who's real close to the Pick and Save that closed. They have a free refrigerator, and you can go and you can put groceries in, or you can take groceries out.
Okay.
And that's been just kind of something neat that people can go and they can, give to people who don't have a grocery store around, and then anyone can take for free.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So, like maybe it's more of those types of things. Maybe it's I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, but I do know that when your mind is attuned to thinking about how you could help meet a need, things just sort of start to pop up.
Yeah.
And it's never a bad pursuit to try to spend some time trying to make life a little bit easier for people that have had it pretty difficult.
Yeah.
And I do think a lot of that starts in like the little grassroots type things. And then if it scales beyond that, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think a lot of that does actually work.
Yeah, and if you have a lot of information on this, we'd love to talk to you. I would love to have a conversation with somebody who knows more about this than me.
Yeah, I'd be particularly interested in talking to somebody that has seen something work really well.
Yeah.
And maybe it's in a different city or something. Because it's pretty obvious that the not normal, but like the way that it was happening last year, clearly wasn't working. Yeah, because these stores decided it was better to not be open.
Yeah,
and I mean it's kind of a big deal. Like I'm assuming like they own the building that they're in, and like then you got to close the building, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it would take a lot to decide this isn't worth doing, and then just shut down.
Yeah.
So
it's really too bad, and I think it's one more thing that like marginalized communities have to deal with, which is which stinks.
Yeah, I was thinking when I saw that it closed, I lived through a time where our town, and I feel like you kind of did too, Meg, where you're from, where like they were just building.
I feel like Lake in the Hills had so much growth. Yeah.
Like I lived there before there was an intersection with 3 grocery stores on it, but like they just kept coming and coming and coming, and so being having lived through that when I was in high school, and then now hearing like and I'm sure some of those stores are closed now and have changed hands or whatever, are called I think one of them is called something different now, or maybe I don't know. I haven't been there in a while, so maybe they're all something different now.
Yeah.
But that is just wild to me that we needed 3 grocery stores on the corner of Algonquin and Randall Road. Yeah. And we don't have and we're shutting down 2 stores that are servicing this particular community in Milwaukee. So I don't know what the answer is. Yeah. But I do think the answer is probably something different. And maybe it's something that we could incorporate in our neighborhood. I don't know. So
I think I don't know if you have anything else to add, but I was going to give a shout out to Pete's grocery store over on MLK and North. Great fruit market over there. I think they could always use more foot traffic. Great selection of produce. They always have a lot of stuff that's like about to and they're like, it's totally on sale and it's about to go bad, and it would be great in like smoothies and stuff, like raspberries for like $1 for I don't know what that's called, a
pint
container. Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, I think places like that are places that we need Pete's to stay in business. And how do we keep Pete's in business? We go there.
Yeah. I think that if you were to describe Pete's, you would say that it's an asset to the community.
Yeah.
And I think that we have to protect the assets.
Yeah.
And in particular, we have to protect the assets in areas that don't have a lot of assets.
And I think like what that was going to be before people really fought for it not to be that was like a Dollar Tree. Sure. And I think like, would we rather have a Dollar Tree or a fruit market? Yes, we would definitely rather have a fruit market. But again, I think that's something as a collective we can come around that and say, this is good for the community. I need to go there. I need to go there once a month and buy some fruit.
Yeah. All right. You got anything else you want to add?
No, that's all.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.